This is KGW News at Sunrise.
Good morning, and thanks for getting up with us on this Sunday. I'm China Green. This morning on Sunrise, a massive fire at an abandoned building has forced neighbors out of their homes in Happy Valley. How they're being helped this morning and how long crews had to battle that fire. Plus, authorities in Washington County are searching for this man, where they believe he targeted victims to steal from. But before we get to all of that, let's check in with Daisy Caballero for a quick look at our forecast. Good morning, Daisy.
Hey, good morning, China. Sorry, cut you off there. Currently right now, we are starting to warm up from the cooler temperatures that we saw this morning. 57 degrees right now here in the Rose City. The rest of our current temperatures, 41 in Timber Junction, Forest Grove 50, 48 in Hillsborough and King City. A degree warmer in Sherwood. Still seeing those low 60s for Pendleton and the Dalles, with 40s along our beautiful coastline. So satellite radar is actually tracking this cold front that is slowly but surely moving closer and closer to our coastline and also along the I-5 corridor, which is the reason why we will start to see a little bit more of that cloud coverage for the rest of the day. Also the reason as to why we'll be a little bit cooler than what we saw yesterday. We actually hit 85 degrees. We'll be right about 10 degrees cooler for today. Also talking about heightened fire danger, that cold front is actually bringing gusty conditions. Yesterday we talked about a fire weather watch that has officially been upgraded to a red flag warning. We'll talk more about this, but it officially kicks off on Monday afternoon, right about noon, lasting all the way until the evening. Back to you, China.
Daisy, thank you. And to continue what you were saying there, if you notice the skies were a bit hazy over the Portland metro on Saturday, here is one reason why. The Camp Creek fire northeast of Sandy was active again. Some good news for you, though. Containment on the fire is now 51%, up from 44% on Friday. It has burned just over 2,000 acres in the Bull Run watershed, which is Portland's primary water source. City water officials say our water remains safe to drink, though. In the meantime, we brought you these images yesterday morning as it was happening. Crews battled this fire for more than 10 hours. It led to shelter in place and evacuation orders in Happy Valley. Now, those orders have been lifted, but some neighbors still can't go home. Thomas Schultz has those details.
For the second time in less than 10 days, a fire broke out at an abandoned Happy Valley building. This time, much of the building collapsed. Neighbors say this is just further evidence of the direction the city is headed.
Portland's been seeing a lot of dangerous situations lately, and this is just another one of those.
Around 100 firefighters worked around the clock Saturday morning to contain this. A massive fire at an abandoned Miles fiberglass building, now a vacant lot that residents say has had its fair share of emergencies.
Just the other day, there was 5 or 6 police cars just parked in there.
It's not clear what started this fire, though some are concerned about the air quality, since asbestos and fiberglass particles were in the building. Others were unaware, continuing with their Saturday routines despite the shelter-in-place orders. But those forced to evacuate hours ago say their throats are still sore, their apartments filled with toxic smells. Because of this, a fire at a building that was supposed to be demolished in April, but it wasn't. The building's now owned by the Clackamas County Development Agency. They had a plan to demo the building in the next few weeks. Now, they're too late. For months, residents have watched people come in and out of the abandoned building.
More and more of the population is unhoused. So as we see this happen, you're going to see more and more of these fires.
It's not the first time a fire has started here either. Firefighters say a week ago, a fire was started here by someone who was homeless. Neighbors say this is the third fire since March.
It seems like there's these vacant buildings that we keep seeing big fires at.
On top of these issues, many people running errands say they didn't receive a push alert sent out by the county telling them to shelter in place. Others did get it. Fire department officials say anyone who did not get the notification should go to Clackamas County's website to get future alerts. You can find out more about that on our website, kgw.com. Thomas Schultz, KGW News.
A Red Cross shelter is open at Clackamas Community College in Oregon City for those without any place to go. In the meantime, since we have learned that during the evacuation of Rosewood Station, first responders found a resident who's deceased. The medical examiner said the death was not related to the fire. All right, on to this story. Caught on camera, a car prowler caught in the act before making off with cash and more in Washington County. So this happened Saturday afternoon at the Winkleman Dog Park in Aloha. The victims say that the man you see here stole their car keys, plus a purse and a wallet. Those were later found on the side of the road, emptied out with the cash, cards, and ID inside, long gone, of course. They believe more cars at the dog park may have been hit. So call Washington County Sheriff if you have any information on that. An Arkansas man is facing felony charges after Portland police say he was caught vandalizing the East Precinct building. Early Saturday morning, officers inside the precinct heard some sort of banging noises coming from the front of the building. They say they found the suspect, 39-year-old Keith Ryan Morris, using a large rock to shatter the glass doors. After a short foot chase, officers caught up to Morris and arrested him. He is now in the Multnomah County Jail on multiple charges. The American Red Cross is asking for everyone's help as it faces a nationwide blood shortage. As Joey Neary found out, this is a time of year when the American Red Cross usually sees a decline in people giving blood.
Have you ever wondered just how many blood donations it takes to keep the country's blood supply on the shelves?
And we have to have at least 13,000, blood donations a day to meet that need.
That need has been dropping over the last couple of months, according to Dawn Johnson, the Red Cross Cascades Region Communications Manager. There are a few reasons blood is in short supply nationwide, including Hurricane Idalia that slammed parts of Florida just a couple of weeks ago.
This is a bigger drop-off than we typically see in the summer. Idalia did have something to do with that. As you mentioned, we lost 30,000 blood donations just in the month of August.
Blood donations also slow down this time of year.
Typically we see a drop-off in donations around the summer months because people go on vacation. They're just not available or in a place where they can donate.
But Johnson is urging people to make sure they donate over the next several weeks to make sure we can help restock the blood supply.
It's important to remember also that another time that we typically see drop-offs is heading into the winter and the holidays, and we're approaching that quickly.
Blood donations can only stay on the shelf for 42 days.
We need to, have people come in and constantly donate so that that blood is always on the shelf, always available to patients who may need it.
Johnson wants everyone to remember.
Blood donations are critical to have, obviously, because the need is constant.
Just how important it is to donate, especially during this time of year.
And the Red Cross is having some upcoming blood donation sites across the state, and they are offering incentives as well. So if you don't want to see when and where you can help them, just check out our story at kgw.com.